Let's have a look at various brush parameters, namely sliders. By default, slider shows you only its current maximum value. For example, this one controls radius. However, each slider has its own modulation option attached. Here on the right of the slider, you can pick from a set of different options like tablet inputs, pressure or tilt angle, and stroke parameters like velocity or direction. After you pick wanted modulation option, you will see that another tick mark appears on the slider, and you can regulate it with right mouse button. So this essentially gives you the range for modulation. So for example here, let's pick velocity for our radius. And I would expect that at maximum velocity, I put the maximum slider to 0. So when I draw fast, it will become smaller. And on the contrary, when I draw slower, it becomes bigger. So let's try it. There is also jitter attached to every slider. And you can set up jitter by dragging it with middle mouse button. So let's add some variation to the hues of our brush. And now you can better see how velocity works. If I draw fast, it is small, but as soon as I stop, it becomes big. And yes, so you can easily invert this range by rearranging the sliders, and now I will have very tiny brush if I need to paint slowly, paint some details, and I can use it to make a quick fill at the same time. Let's have a look at additional hidden option on how you can control these sliders. So, for example, you want to snap to some values. You can start dragging on the slider and move mouse to one side of it. So for horizontal sliders it is up, and for vertical sliders it is to the left of them. So as soon as you do it, you see the value snaps to each 5% of the slider. And if you move mouse to the other side, you will have much finer control of the value change. So to better demonstrate it, maybe I will copy paste this slider into the buffer, paste it as another layer to my document, make it bigger, maybe not this big to show you what it really does. So essentially when you move mouse down, it kind of extends your range of the slider, and basically you move mouse in much bigger range on the screen, and this maps down to the fine range on the slider. Next important thing, for opacity and spacing, those sliders have exponential range. I think it's my personal preference, but that allows you to really fine-tune them at the lower end, because, like for example, if I have low opacity, then spacing values in this range become really important, and vice versa. So you see our opacity only changes in the range like to 17%, but you can already see that this whole range of small opacities makes significant impact on how brush looks. Now maybe for the final example, let me show you one brush that I made. It is sort of air brush or something like that. So what do we have here? We have its rotation mapped to direction. So if I draw with mouse, you can see that so you will see that it rotates the brush to follow the stroke precisely. So undo this. Oh my goodness. And we have this focal shift, which is currently mapped to tablet pen tilt. So if I take my pen and I tilt it, you see it draws me like an aerograph. Oh, maybe the direction is not. Let's clean it up a bit. So you see I can do stroke error, but if I put a pen vertically, it will draw me like this ordinary shape. So yes, there is a bunch of stuff you can do with this. You can also try to add pressure.